everyone. So thank you for all of my new subscribers to my channel. Like I said in the beginning, I am brand new at this whole YouTube thing. I don't know how it works. Never thought it would be something I would do because I have some pretty high social anxieties due to everything that I go through and have gone through. But I thought that this could be a means for a lot of good things. I feel like I could share a lot of good information about the disease and condition. Maybe share some tips and tricks and pointers from other members of the IIH community, and maybe also get some knowledge into the ears of some folks who might not totally understand the condition, what it means, what it can do, and how it affects everyone extremely different. So I'll give you a more thorough idea about my story and how it began for me. So starting back in 2012, up until then I was very healthy. I had 3 young children. I had healthy births, no complications. I started experiencing debilitating headaches and just some really weird symptoms where I would always say, oh, I feel like I'm 90 years old, like just very, like my bones would ache and hurt in extensive pain, and I would get dizzy and lightheaded, and half of my head would start to feel kind of dizzy and lightheaded. So one time I almost passed out at work, and I started having some symptoms of extreme blurred vision, which this condition affects in a huge way. So I decided that at the time I had a part-time position working because I had young children and I didn't have a benefit package. So I had decided to bite the bullet and just go get an eye exam, which cost at the time $100. I was a low-income family at the time. $100 was a lot of money for me at the time with 3 young children, but I knew that it was important. You only get one set of eyes, so go get my eyes checked. So I made an appointment, and me and my kids went and got our eyes checked. The moment that the optometrist looked at my eyes, he sent me to the front desk, refunded me my money, and rushed me to the hospital. I was told at that moment that I was days within going completely blind, that my optic nerves had almost burst. It was very, very scary for me. I still really didn't know what it meant. I was asking lots of questions. I was then sent to a hospital in Hamilton because the city that I'm from doesn't have a neurological team that can kind of oversee this kind of thing. So they sent me to St. Joseph's Hospital in Hamilton, where I had seen a neurologist, and at the time a very good neurologist. He looked at my eyes. The neurologist then decided to admit me into hospital, where I ended up spending 8 days undergoing multiple tests, including CT scans, MRIs, blood work, neurological testing, etc., trying to figure out everything. I ended up having a lumbar puncture, and they tested the opening pressure. So basically what that means is a normal intracranial pressure is between 5 and some neurologists say 50 and some say 20. So anywhere between 5 and 20 is considered normal. Well, when they tested my opening pressure, it was 68. So what that means is with a normal individual, everybody, their spinal fluid kind of shoots up to their head at a certain rate of speed, usually between 5 and 15 or 20, give or take. and then it kind of absorbs into the body, and that's how the normal functionality of it. With me, I have a condition called idiopathic intracranial hypertension, also known as pseudotumor cerebri, meaning false brain tumor. So there's not really one there because my cerebral spinal fluid shoots up to my head at a much higher rate of speed than someone of a normal caliber, and it doesn't drain, so it kind of just pools up in my head and puts pressure on my brain, which then causes intense pain in the back of my neck that shoots up the back of my head. It almost feels like my brain is in a set of vice grips and someone is turning it and turning it and turning it, and it does not feel very nice. So it causes me to be dizzy, unsteady, I'm very sick, I'm very weak. It's a lot of debilitating things that happen when I have these episodes. So it's really hard to be a socially active person because I can never tell how I'm going to be the next minute from where I am then, if that makes sense. So since then, in 2015, I was released from St. Joseph Hospital after the 8 days. In 2015, it was determined that I had way too much pressure on my brain and that it needed to be fitted with a shunt, so a VP shunt. The VP shunt is a piece that goes implanted into your vein in your brain, and then there's a little pocket where the fluid goes into, and then it drains into your abdomen. So it starts in your head, goes into your brain, and then down into your abdomen. So it was about a 3 to 4 hour surgery. It did go well in 2015, and from 2015 up until 2019, well, actually, I would say 2018, I felt the shunt did a really good job. It drained all the fluid. It made me feel good. I had less headaches, less pain, and then starting in 2019, some of the symptoms with this condition also is severe memory loss. So sometimes you'll see me step over my words, but I'll try my best to speak without doing that. So, where was I? In 2019, I started having all my symptoms again. I felt like I was going to pass out all the time. Felt like my head was a big bubble, pressure behind my eyes and in my neck.